Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. I am Neha Paryani. In this session, we are going to discuss about financial ratios, right? So first of all, we should know what is meant by ratio. Okay, so ratio is something which shows the relationship, or we can say that which shows the numerical relationship between two or more components, right? So here financial ratios are used by the business organizations in order to determine the numerical relationship between various financial components of a business organization. Okay, so with the help of financial ratios we can easily test the financial health of our business organization. Okay, so financial health is very important for the business organization. It will help the investors to take various decisions regarding investments. It will help the management to take various investment decisions. Okay, so for all these purposes financial ratios are used, right? So there are various types of financial ratios. So some of them are liquidity ratios, solvency ratios, activity ratios, and profitability ratios. Okay, so again there are subdivisions in all these types of ratios. Okay, so first in this session we are going to discuss about the liquidity ratios, right? So the first category of ratios that we have are liquidity ratios, or these are also known as short term solvency ratios. Okay, so basically liquidity ratios are used to find out the liquidity position of a business organization, right? So now what is meant by this liquidity position, right? So it is a position in which the firm has many liquid assets. Okay, so liquid assets are nothing but which can be easily converted into cash, right? Basically liquidity ratios are used to test whether the firm has enough liquid assets or not. So in case if any emergency arises or any immediate short term liability arises, do the firm has the enough cash or assets equal to cash to pay off its liabilities or not? Okay, so any short term liabilities can be paid immediately by the company or not. So for testing all these purposes we use liquidity ratios, right? Again there are certain types of liquidity ratios which can be used for different purposes. Okay, so first we have is current ratio or working capital ratio, right? Then we have quick ratio, also known as acid test ratio. Okay, and the third one is absolute liquidity ratio or cash ratio. Okay, so we will discuss these one by one. Okay, their concept, their formulas, and along with a problem relating to each method in this session. Okay, the first one that we have is current ratio. So as the name suggests, current ratio shows the relationship between the current assets and current liabilities of a business organization, right? So name here is very important. With the help of name itself you can easily create the formulas, right? So here current ratio shows the relationship between current assets and current liabilities of the firm, right? Always remember the current asset should be more than the current liabilities. Okay, it shows how many current assets do we have and how many current liabilities do we have, right? So if the liabilities arises, then the firm should be able to pay off the current liabilities. Okay, and it will be paid with the help of current assets itself, right? So the formula here is current assets divided by current liabilities, right? So here the ideal ratio is 2:1. So this is very important, you have to remember this. It means that our current assets should be twice more than our current liabilities, right? Suppose our current liabilities are 100 rupees. Okay, so our current assets should be 200 rupees. They should be double than the current liabilities, so we can easily pay them off. Okay, now if the ideal ratio, suppose if the ratio that we are getting is more than 2, suppose it's 3:1 or 4:1, if our assets are 4 times more than our current liabilities, then it is not a good sign for the business organization. Okay, it shows that there is more than required working capital in our business organization. Okay, so working capital is more, it means that there is over capitalization in our business organization, which is not at all a good sign. It means that we have to pay dividends and interest on the capital unnecessarily, right? We do not require so much capital, but we are having it. Okay, so that is why the ideal ratio here is 2:1. If the assets are double than our liabilities, then it's enough. Okay, you can also call it as a standard ratio, right? Now let us try to solve a problem relating to current ratio. So the question here is, from the following information, calculate current ratio, right? So we have to find out the current ratio now. Now the information about current assets and liabilities is given. Okay, so first of all, what we have to do, we have to find out which are the current assets and which are the current liabilities. Okay, so let's check out one by one. So stock, it's our current asset, right? So write down here, stock, value of stock given is rupees 60,000. Okay, then we have debtors. Again, debtors is our current assets, rupees 54,000. 54,000. Okay, cash, it is also a current asset, rupees 20,000. Cash 20,000. Okay, bank, rupees 40,000. Bank means bank balance. Okay, so the amount which is kept in our bank account, right? So bank, rupees 40,000. Next we have bills receivable, rupees 24,000. Okay, then we have creditors. Now creditors are our current liabilities, not assets, right? So write it on the liability side. Creditors, rupees 70,000. Okay, then we have bills payable, rupees 24,000. Again, bills payable is our liability, so bills payable, rupees 24,000. Okay, then we have interest receivable. Okay, usually if there is only interest, it means that we have to pay the interest, then it would be our liability, right? But here it's given that interest receivable, so we are going to receive interest upon our investments. Okay, so that is why it's our current asset. So interest receivable, rupees 1,000. Okay, then prepaid expenses, rupees 1,000. Okay, so we should also take this prepaid expenses, rupees 1,000. Okay, then we have debentures, rupees 1 lakh. Now debentures are our long term liabilities. It's like the loan for the business organization. Okay, so it is neither current asset, it is also not current liability. Okay, it is a long term liability, so we should not take it anywhere here. Okay, so just leave debentures. And next one we have provision for taxation, rupees 6,000. so remember, any provision is our liability. Okay, it's the current liability, so take it on the liability side. Provision for taxation, rupees 6,000. Okay, so now we have taken all the elements. Now what we have to do, we have to total and see how many current assets do we have and how many current liabilities do we have. Okay, so the total of all these will be rupees 2 lakh. Okay, and the total of liabilities will be rupees 1 lakh. Right, now what is the formula for current ratio? Okay, current assets divided by current liabilities, right? So current assets are 2 lakh rupees and our current liabilities are 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so when we simplify this, we get the ratio 2:1, right? So we'll get it here as 2/1. We can write it as 2:1, right? So this is the ratio that we are getting for our business organization. Okay, now what was the ideal ratio? It was also 2:1, right? So if we are getting this ratio for our business organization, then we can say that the financial health of our business organization, it's good. Clear? Second one that we have is quick ratio, right? Again, as the name suggests, it shows the relationship between the quick assets, also known as liquid assets, and quick liabilities, right? So here we should be knowing what are meant by quick assets. Okay, so they are nothing but very similar to current assets. The current assets which can be very easily converted into cash within no time, they will be known as quick assets. Okay, so when we deduct stock and prepaid expenses from current assets, remaining all current assets will be quick assets. Okay, so we can have stock in our business organization, right? We can store the inventory, but we cannot guarantee that today or tomorrow only it will be sold, right? We cannot guarantee that the stock will be sold within a fraction of minutes, or it can also be sold after years, right? So there is no guarantee that stock can be very quickly converted into cash. Okay, that is why we don't consider stock as quick asset. Okay, then we have prepaid expenses. Actually these are our not assets, right? So the expenses which we had to pay later, we have already paid them. Okay, so we are deducting that as well from the current assets. Remaining all current assets will be quick assets. Okay, so then all the liabilities are treated as quick or liquid liabilities here, right? So the formula becomes quick assets divided by quick liabilities. Okay, here the ideal ratio is 1:1, right? If our quick assets are equal to our quick liabilities, then we can say that the financial position or financial health of the business organization, it's good. Okay, now let us solve a problem on quick ratio. So here the question is, from the following balance sheet of Akash Limited as on 31/12/2019, calculate the quick or liquid ratio. Okay, again the information is given, basically a balance sheet is given here. Okay, so we know the formula, right? So the formula here is quick assets divided by quick liabilities. Clear? So we should find out which are the quick or liquid assets here. Okay, and we will also find out which are the quick or liquid liabilities, right? So we know that all the current assets except current assets minus stock minus prepaid expenses are our quick or liquid assets, right? Now from the information, that is balance sheet, check out first of all which are the current assets, and out of that we will purify which are the quick assets, right? So plant and machinery, this is the fixed asset, we know this, so we should not take it into consideration here. Okay, then we have stock. Stock is the current asset, but it is not a quick asset, right? We have to deduct stock from current asset, then we get quick asset, right? So again we should not even take the stock here. Okay, then we have sundry debtors. So sundry debtors are our current assets, right? So basically current assets, you must be knowing, they are the assets which will be which will give us benefits within 1 year, within the span of 1 year. Okay, they are also known as short term assets, right? So debtors are our current assets, so we can write it here, debtors rupees 9,000. Okay, then we have cash at bank. So this is also our current assets, rupees 2,280. so cash at bank rupees 2,280. Okay, then we have prepaid expenses. Again prepaid expenses are not included in the quick assets. Okay, so again just leave it. Okay, you have to remember this, right? So we only have two quick assets here or liquid assets here. Okay, now let's check about quick liabilities. Okay, first we have equity share capital, 2,400 shares of rupees 10 each. So equity share capital means equity shares are our long term liabilities. Okay, they are not the current liabilities or short term liabilities. Okay, so just leave it. Okay, then we have profit and loss account. So basically this is the profit. Remember, if in the balance sheet profit and loss account is on the liability side, it is not the loss here, it's the profit that the company is trying to hide. Clear? If the profit and loss account is on the asset side, usually it is loss, it is not the profit. You have to remember that. Okay, so these we call it as fictitious assets, right? So we'll discuss about it later, but right now we should not take it into consideration. Okay, then we have 10% debentures. Again, we know debentures are our long term liabilities, not the short term liabilities. Okay, then we have sundry creditors. Now sundry creditors are our current liabilities or short term liabilities. Okay, so we can take it here. Creditors rupees 23,400. Okay, and the provision for taxation, as I told you, provision is again the current liability. Okay, so provision for taxation rupees 600. Okay, now just total and let us check how many quick assets do we have. So totally we have 11,280 rupees of quick assets. Okay, and liabilities rupees 24,000. Okay, so these you can call it as either current liabilities, quick liabilities or liquid liabilities. All three of them are same. Okay, now we know the formula, right? Quick ratio is equal to quick or liquid assets divided by current liabilities or quick liabilities or anything. Okay, so here our quick assets are 11,280 rupees. Okay, and current liabilities are 24,000 rupees, right? Now when you simplify this, we'll get the ratio as 0.47 is to 1. Okay, so our quick assets are less than our current liabilities or quick liabilities. Okay, so our ideal ratio here was 1 is to 1, right? So our quick assets and current liabilities should be same, but here they are not the same. Here our quick assets are less than our liabilities. Okay, so this shows that the financial position of our business organization, it's not so good. Okay, we have to improve in that. And at last we have absolute liquid ratio, right? Now here it shows the relationship between the absolute liquid assets and quick liabilities. Okay, so you can also say liquid liabilities here, right? So now absolute liquid assets only includes cash in hand, cash at bank, debtors and readily marketable securities. Only these four things comprises absolute liquid assets. Okay, and all current liabilities are treated as quick liabilities other than bank overdraft and cash credit. It means bank overdraft and cash credit are not included in the quick liabilities. Other than that, all the current liabilities will be the quick liabilities here. Okay, so the formula here is absolute liquid assets divided by quick liabilities, right? And the ideal ratio here is 1 is to 2. Okay, so here it means that it is okay to have less liquid, absolute liquid assets than our quick liabilities. Okay, so this is the ideal or standard ratio. Okay, now let's solve a problem on it. Now the question is, from the following information calculate absolute liquid ratio, right? So again there is certain information given here and we know the formula, right? The formula is absolute liquid assets divided by quick liabilities, right? So again we have to find out which are the absolute liquid assets and we have to find out which are the quick liabilities, right? So absolute quick assets and quick liabilities. Okay, so we know that absolute quick assets only include cash in hand, cash at bank, readily marketable securities and debtors, right? So let's find out. So cash in hand is included in the quick assets, right? In the absolute quick assets. So write down here cash in hand rupees 15,000. Okay, debtors, they are also included, right? So debtors rupees 40,000. Okay, readily marketable securities, they should also be included. Readily marketable securities rupees 30,000. Okay, creditors, so these are our current liabilities, right? So quick liabilities does not include bank overdraft and cash credit, right? So creditors are to be included here. Creditors rupees 30,000. Okay, then we have bills payable. This is also a current liability, so this should also be included. Bills payable rupees 10,000. Okay, outstanding expenses, again our current liability, outstanding expenses rupees 5,000. Then we have bank overdraft, right? So this should not be included, right? So current liabilities, sorry, quick liabilities includes all the current liabilities except bank overdraft and cash credit, right? So bank overdraft should not be included here. Okay, now again everything is taken and check how many absolute quick assets do we have and how many quick liabilities do we have. Okay, so here the total will be rupees 85,000, right? And here the total will be rupees 45,000. Okay, so now we know the formula. Absolute liquid ratio is equal to absolute liquid assets divided by quick liabilities, right? So 85,000 divided by 45,000. So when we simplify this, we'll get the ratio as 1.88 is to 1, right? So what was the ideal ratio here? The ideal ratio was 1 is to 2, right? So what the ratio that we are getting is 1.88 is to 1, right? So our liquid assets should be less than the quick liabilities, right? So here 1 should be the proportion of absolute liquid assets and 2 should be the proportion of quick liabilities, right? So here we are almost getting the in reverse order. Okay, so from this we can say that the financial position, it's not good. Okay, we have to improve here.